What's going on, guys? Big welcome to you all to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta. I know this is late. I know. Yes, I should have got this way earlier, but didn't have the time. So now I have it, and I can open it for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You can see my name is on it. So thanks, Gamers Paradise, for keeping this for me. Right, let's just open it. So the thing is, I normally get trial deck of decks that are strange or introduce a new mechanic, or decks that I really want to prepare my friends to play against. And this is actually one of the decks, the same as the, let's say, the one that we have got for Nubitama when Dominate was known. Because deleting is something that is not new, but it is something that is new in the standard format. And JD is also making this deck. I think he already has it complete. But for me, I want to start with the starter deck, and with time I will upgrade the deck to be my own build, because we are getting a lot of different mediocre supports. So let's see what we have here. Of course, I do like the new trial decks a lot, because they always give you a first guide and they give you a playmat. But the thing that I love a lot about it, it's a complete deck. You have like your main grade 3s, 4-time, you have 4 PGs, and deck is really good and it's playable. You can add some of the newer cards and the deck would be good. You have markers. So that's why I think that they have done, or Bushiroad is doing a great job on the trial decks, because normally they started with no PGs, then add 2 PGs, and then maybe in the future they will add draw PGs, but we will see. Let's wait and see. Alright, so as we know, we get normally I think 4 cards that are foil. Okay, let's take it out like this, and then put this back and put that back as well. So let's see which card we will get extra foil, or maybe we will not get anything. So let's start with the grade 3s. Oh, you start with all the foils. Ah, okay. Ah, sorry. My bad, guys. Alright, so we start with the 4 copies of him and 3 copies of this guy. Only 3? It's interesting. Maybe we'll get him foil. I don't know. It could be the case. Alright, so we got Garo. Thing is, this card is good, and you will also play him later on. So this is one of the grade 3s that you will keep playing at 4, maybe you'll put them at 3, depending on the deck that you want to make. But normally in standard, I think that most people would keep playing this at least at 3 if they want to add something else. But what you do is you counterblast 2 and you delete your opponent's Vanguard. That's his act ability. It's some people would say a counterblast heavy, but in my opinion, as a first Vanguard that could delete right away, it's good. Then he has second ability: when this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, and you bind it face down. So he has the hit pressure, which is good, especially if you delete your opponent's Vanguard and you attack with him and they do not want to lose any of their Vanguards. This would be really, really good to go and let them discard more cards if they want to keep their Vanguards. The good thing about these cards are they bind them. So against some of the clans that could put cards from the drop zone back to the deck that doesn't work, or get them back against, like, let's say Blue. This is pretty good. The mechanic is good. And then we have the secondary grade 3 in the deck. It's when placed, counterblast 1, you choose one of your opponent's Vanguards and you bind it face down. So it's another card just on place. It's like for Kaigero, on place retire, but again it's binding. I think the Counterblast 1 is an okay cost as a card that you have in a trial deck. Both of them have the Force Marker, which is good. Please, Bushi, don't add a second grade 3 in the deck that doesn't have the marker, because people would just like to play their marker, especially if they got the trial deck right away. Alright, for the grade 2s, we start with 4 copies of him. This is also a grade 3 that you will keep playing later on. We have 3 of the 10k power, 10k boost, of course, and 2 copies of this card. Let's start with her. It's in him. Damn. Let's start with him. He has the continuous ability if your opponent's Vanguard is deleted, or if 3 is face down. So if you have 3 cards face down in your opponent's bind zone, or his Vanguard is deleted, then this card gets an extra 4k. It's an interesting ability because he's only a 9k, so I think that cards like these will take it out as soon as you get anything else in here, because even the 10 on 10 could be better because it has at least a shield, but having him get the extra 4k would mean that he will become 13. He could hit anything. At the same time, it's a continuous ability, so he will be 13 in both turns. So it's a good card, but you need to play the binding mechanic to make him 13 body, which is good, but I think that most people take him out right away. We have 3 copies of him. We have seen this card been run in different Force decks just because of the power, but again, I would rather play the 9k and 15k shield, which you also have that in some Force clans. So again, this is a card that, in my opinion, will not be played that much. This, on the other hand, is of course a card that you will play. I've seen deck lists that run him 4 times, and I've seen also deck lists that run only 3 copies of him. Because there are so many good grade 3s right now in deleters, and yeah, this is one of them. So he has 2 abilities. The first one is only Vanguard. When placed, if you have more Vanguards than your opponent, this unit get an extra 5k until the end of turn. Alright, so it's just a power, but it's an auto ability, which in my opinion is just useless. Just on plays, get the power. Could have been better. Right, then when it attack hits a Vanguard, you Soul Blast 1, you choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, and then you bind it face down. If you chose, or if you couldn't bind, you draw a card. The good thing about this card, and that's also why it's played that much, is because it's a Vanguard and a Vanguard ability. The Soul Blast 1 is not a heavy cost. It's not a Counter Blast, just a Soul Blast. So you keep your Counter Blasts for your grade 3, and it's good. This card is good, the second ability. You bind the Vanguard, if you don't, you draw a card. It's perfect, my opinion. It's one of the cards that's, again, me myself, I love this card, and I think that I will definitely play him at least at 3. Red 40 grade 1s. Let's see. They give us 4 copies of him, which is also one of your main grade 1s. 2, 3 PG, so this is interesting. I think I'm getting a foiled PG. Let's see, and then 2 copies of him. Right, let's start with this. 4, another main card in the deck. What it does is an auto ability on Vanguard. At the end of the battle that it attacked a Vanguard. Interesting, it has to attack itself. Retire this unit and discard a card from your hand. Draw a card, choose one of your opponent's grade 1 or less Vanguards and bind it face down. So almost the same as his ability in the G era, but the thing is, this card goes, yeah, it retires, it doesn't go to the soul, but you discard a card, you draw a card, and you bind something. So it does help out to get the right cards into your hand, but it's not really a plus if you cannot retire or bind from your opponent. So it's a good card, but in my opinion, is replaceable for something else if you have something else or if you want to add something else. But it's a card that could definitely, you could place it in the early game, and later on you could just, it could go forward and you could attack with it or something. Because it has to attack the finger to get the ability off. Yeah, I'm not that impressed, as you can hear from my voice. 3 PGs, so I think we get 4, so maybe the last one will be the foil one. And then 2 copies on 2 copies. I've seen this card played in multiple decks. What it does, it's a Vanguard and a Vanguard ability. When it attacks a Vanguard, your opponent has 2 or less Vanguards. This unit get an extra 4k until the end of the battle. So because it gets an extra 4k, it becomes a 12k, which is perfect to hit your opponent, especially if the Vanguard is deleted. But even if not, it still works because it could hit Excel and Protect, which is a good thing. But normally you want to delete your opponent's Vanguard, and this is another card that you could put early game and you could switch the back row, and later on you could still use it, could move forward if needed. It depends on the grade 1 lineup that you want to play. If you want to add more great ones to the deck because you want to rush early game, and these cards are good, but I think that they are replaceable. It would not be a card that will add in the main deck. Red, then we have a continuous ability. If your opponent Vanguard is deleted or 3 cards face up, so it's the same as the grade 2, he gets an extra 4k, but it's only a 6k, which makes him a 10k. The 10k is good if you're attacking a deleted Vanguard because its power is 0, so that's why I think they designed the card to be like this. But in my opinion, another card that will definitely not be played. For the triggers, we get 1, 2, 3 of this crits, 1, 2, 3 of that crit, 1, 2, 3 draws, 1, 2, 3 heals. So we can see we're missing some cards, so we will see what there will be. 2 force right here. 1 grade 3 is not foiled. 1 grade 2 is not foiled. Another grade 2 also not foiled. The grade 1, it's not the PG. It's not this. It's not that either. It's not this. Is it the heal? It's the starter. Ooh, a good trial deck. A very good trial deck. Again, the starter is one of the cards that you will play in multiple decks, and I think that's pretty cool that I got the starter foiled. So, in my opinion, the best card to get foiled, or you get another grade 3 or something. And the force marker. I would say the force marker looks really good. It's pretty cool. And I really don't understand why Bushi is only putting 1 and 2 normals. Maybe because they want to make these cards more, let's say, rare to get. But yeah, most people are getting more trial decks, more than 1, just because of the foiling. So I would say just put multiple cards of these in here because they look cool and people would like to use these. Alright guys, that was it for the profile for the opening. Let me know if you already have opened a deck like this and what was your extra foil, or if you got a very good card out of that. But in my opinion, I'm very happy with the trial decks that the Bushiroad are doing right now, and I'm enjoying these a lot. So thanks guys for watching. Till next time.